Hello, and welcome back to not another episode of Critical Reactions, but episode of Critical Information. My bi-yearly update every 6 months. I kind of let you guys know what's going on with the channel and with me and how things are rolling. Last time we talked was at our second year anniversary of doing this channel, and I had mentioned some things I wanted to bring about in the future, such as a radio station slash podcast and a numbers based EP and streaming. And some of you may have noticed none of those are around yet. And the reason for that is, well, honestly, the radio thing is a bit difficult to go about doing since it requires copyright and permission to play songs and stuff like that. So it's on the back burner. It's still something I want to do eventually. I really enjoy the idea of sharing some of my favorite songs or some particularly interesting finds or even just small artists to you guys, the audience. I would love to be able to do that, and maybe that's something I can look into in the future, looking at unsigned bands, indie bands. Maybe I can create a podcast based on just that. But as of right now, my plan of being able to share with you guys all the music that I'm loving in my life right now, not something I can go through with. It ended up being a pretty big hurdle. As for streaming, I did do a few streams over on Twitch where I composed in real time for an audience, and it was fun. I quite enjoyed it. Some of the streams turned into Q&A sessions where I really didn't get a lot of music done, but still, I enjoyed interacting with you guys and kind of doing that more one-on-one stuff rather than me post something and catch up with the comments later. Unfortunately, though, I did run out of time to really do it. My plate is rather full as it is once I started going full time and releasing 10 videos a week and doing a live stream for the patrons. I didn't really have a lot of time to fit in extra streams, so I kind of pulled it back a little bit and replaced it with the album reaction. But maybe I'll be able to expand on that a little bit later. I'll explain that in a bit. I do want to return to streaming, I just gotta find a way to work it into the schedule. As for the numbers based EP, for those who don't remember what that was, I wanted to make a series of EPs where the track number indicated something about the song. My first one was going to be time signature based, where track 1 was going to be in 1-1 time signature, and track 2 was probably going to be in 2-4, track 3 would be in 3-8, track 4 would be their standard 4-4, and so on and so forth. The track number would be the number of beats in a bar. And I actually did make a rough demo for the 1-1 track. It needed some work, but the entire project just never really took off because I slowly decided to find my voice. I've been saving up for a few weeks and I went and purchased Contact recently, which is a massive sound library and a foundational platform for other people to distribute their sound libraries on as well. And through that, as well as just continuing to work on some of the composition jam stuff, I've kind of found a musical voice for myself that combines what you guys have introduced me to with some of the stuff I already love, being jazz and classical. And through this exploration, I've landed on this sort of electronic, ambient, metal, classical, jazz hybrid thing. And I'm really digging it. I'm now 2 or 3 tracks into this style, and I think I may have found my voice. Now, unfortunately, I've lost the drive to do this numbers based EP. Instead, I have a thematic EP that I want to work on. It's probably going to be an LP by the time I'm done with it. The first track from it will be released soon. It is a 7-minute slow burn that explores the constant battle of grief and loss. It is finished. I'm getting some feedback on it. As soon as that's done, though, it will be up on my Bandcamp and on my YouTube channel, Critical Compositions. I'll put a link in the description, but there's also a link in the Critical Reactions homepage on YouTube. There's a section on the right or on the bottom. It's like sister channels or other channels you might like or something. I've put it in there. It's been in there since the very beginning. I've always made it very visible of how to access the stuff I've written. Um, but yeah, it's going to be the first track to this idea. I'm really excited to dive into it. I'm also looking at bringing some of my older MIDI works, some that you may have heard on that, as well as, no, actually, yeah, they're all over there. It's also my first album that I have up on Bandcamp. It's all done with MIDI instrumentation, probably from Sibelius, because MuseScore I learned about way later as far as notation software goes. So yeah, we're probably talking about Sibelius for some of this stuff. Maybe a touch of Guitar Pro 5 or 6 maybe. So I mean, just real old sounding MIDI. It doesn't even sound great. I'm going to take some of my old projects though and put it inside of these contact libraries I have and try to bring these songs to life. The music's already there. I just want it to sound great, better production. So maybe we'll have a remaster of my first album out as well. So that's it about me. What about the channel? I'm sure you guys are interested in what's going on there. First thing I want to point out, you may have noticed, you may not have noticed, that recently the audio quality has improved. The songs are no longer as compressed as they used to be, and there is more width to the productions. I don't know how much of that is actually being pushed through. See, on my end, I've stopped using YouTube Music. I am now using Apple Music, and at least for me, I'm hearing a drastic difference in quality, and I think that my analysis has actually improved because I can hear more of what's going on. I am recording it as well, but between making the video and the video, not being a raw file, it is compressed as well. And then I give it to YouTube and YouTube compresses it. I don't know how much of the extra fidelity in the production is actually coming through to your ears, but I am using Apple Music now in all the videos. You may have also noticed that there are more jump cuts in my videos recently, and that's because I've technically kind of moved into maintenance mode. And what I mean by that is that, well, let's start on why I'm in maintenance mode, and then we'll explain what it is. School's out for the summer in the US. I don't know about every country in the world, but at least in my area, school's out, which means my kid is home. And as I've stated many times in the past, family comes first. But I'm not going to take 2 months off. So instead, I've kind of went into this maintenance mode where I record my videos for the day, I read comments, and that's kind of it. I really don't do anything to progress the channel. And part of having my kid home is that sometimes I'm needed as a parent in the middle of a recording session, so I will pause the recording itself and go help out, come back, resume the recording itself, and that's why you'll see these jump cuts. So I appreciate everybody's patience through this summer, as I don't think the quality of the analyses has diminished at all, but the videos are not as smooth and one-shot take as they used to be. But yeah, so I get the videos done. I read y'all's comments. I'm up to date on that every 2 days, every 3 days. I read the comments and catch up on it. And yeah, I don't know where to go from that. Anyways, starting in the second week of August or so, I will go back to doing this full time, having 7 to 8 hours every day to put towards the channel, and we will be advancing the channel as well. I have plans for expanding it and doing more things. But also, before I get into that, the last week of July, as always, I will be taking a 1 week break. It'll be the last Saturday of July to the first Saturday of August, give or take. Um, it is my usual vacation every 6 months. I also take the winters off. You guys know that. And it's not always great for my analytics, but I will tell you that taking a break every 6 months, a full week off, is probably the biggest contributor to me not burning out despite having this rigorous schedule that I adhere to with this. Um, so again, I appreciate everyone's patience with that. It gives people a week to catch up, or if you're already caught up on my videos, just a week to chill and listen to music. You can always join the Discord and still engage in conversation with the rest of the community and find new music that way if you would like. So, right now I'm in maintenance mode. I'll be taking a break at the end of the summer. When I come back though, what is on the plate? I think that's what's on everyone's mind. Well, first of all is more on-screen stuff. I'm working on sprucing up more things going on here. First of all is on-screen lyrics. If you have checked out the Law Dispute album review from last 2 weeks ago, or if you check out today's Oceanside review, you'll find that there is the song title underneath the album art on the left side of the screen. That font, which is a really cool font, is actually called Critical Thoughts. It's based off of the CR logo, the font in there. And it's going to be used in some future stuff. I'm going to talk about that in a bit, but I do think it's really cool that I have an official brand font, and I really dig it. I'm happy with it. But anyways, you can see that the text there fades in and fades out when I change track titles. I actually have a system. It's a system of scripts that allow me to change text on screen based on notated text documents. I'm not going to get into all the details of it, but I will be able to display lyrics on the screen and have them cycle through as I read them. I'm real excited about it. I don't know how far I can push the system. Maybe it's only going to go one way, and like if I double back to an older lyric, I'm not going to be able to display it. But at least when I'm going through the songs in chronological order, going through the lyrics in chronological order, you guys will be able to read along with me. I'm pretty excited about implementing that. I also want to add a visualizer for the volume. Something I talk about often on the channel when it comes to dynamics is I'm like, oh, I was watching the visualizer and, we went up to like -10 dBs and that was like the loudest part. Then there's also like a -30 in the quiet part. So we actually had real volume dynamics rather than the quiet section still being the same volume. And I want to give you guys that visual indicator as well so you can see what I'm talking about and possibly learn the skill on your own and be able to utilize it in your own listening. I mean, that is kind of the point of this whole channel, is to explain to you guys what's happening musically and try to do so in a way that you can internalize it and utilize these skills yourself. And that's definitely going to be something that I hope to showcase to you guys, and maybe you can follow along with it and catch something that I missed. We're also going to have more merch. As I mentioned, we have a brand font, and we're going to be utilizing it for some nice t-shirts. First of all, we're going to have a Be Critical, Not Cynical t-shirt coming up. I'm real excited about that one. Much like the CR logo, I'm going to put it on as much as I can. So if you want stickers or mugs or whatever you want with that logo on it, or slogan, whatever you want to call it, we'll have it available. I also have some other music related ideas that I want to put on merchandise, not necessarily phrases, but usually funny visual puns. I will probably have to get an artist to create these, but I'm really excited about it. I have these funny ideas. I'm just not a drawer myself. But yes, merch being expanded past just the CR logo is something that will be happening this year. Hopefully sooner than later. Just, got to get around to it. The final thing I want to talk about is a Patreon new user video. So if you guys remember last year, middle of last year maybe, I created a video for Discord. talked about what it was as a platform, showcased what I specifically did with my Discord server, how to utilize it, all the activities that you can do within it, and basically showed people who didn't know what Discord was exactly what it was and how my server in particular would allow you to interact with the community and me in completely different ways than you could with just YouTube. And I want to do that for Patreon as well. For people who don't know what it is, explain what it is as a platform and also explain what it is for the specific Critical Reactions Patreon campaign. Tell what the platform is, how to use it, and what kind of perks you get out of it by joining. So look forward to that. I'm real excited about that one because it hopefully will bring in more people into the Patreon. The Discord one was huge for expanding the Discord server. And the more patrons we have, the more diverse the future of the channel is. Patrons get to vote on future themes and songs, and having more people voting and different types of people who enjoy different types of music voting on future songs and themes is only going to increase the diversity of the kind of music we check out on this channel. So I'm really excited about that one. And I think that is about it. Yeah. So that's everything that I've been up to, everything that I'm doing right now, and everything that's coming to the future for Critical Reactions. I'm real excited about the future. I hope you guys are too. And as usual, I just want to thank everybody who's helped me get to this part. We're at 23,500 subscribers, which is huge. We have, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. 23,500 subscribers. I don't really like to worry too much about subscribers and metrics and analytics and all that kind of stuff. I just kind of like doing what I'm doing. But, I can't say that I don't kind of want that dumb plaque that YouTube has at 100,000. So I do kind of keep track of where I am compared to that. And hitting pretty much the quarter way part is a huge not a huge hurdle, a huge milestone for me. It's taken 2.5 years to get here. I'm not expecting to hit the 100,000 anytime soon, but, just kind of seeing the pace and being like, oh, okay, we're still working towards it. We're still growing as a community. It just brings a smile to my face, right? And maybe since we are at almost at 25K, maybe we will do a Q&A for that. Probably be closer to the end of the year. We're averaging about 500 subscribers a month. So like 3 more months, give or take, we'll hit 25K. And yeah, I guess we'll do a live Q&A probably even. The last time we did a Q&A was at like 5,000, and there's a lot of new people since then. Not even just 20K, because I don't even see a lot. Some of the older faces that used to pop up in the comments a lot in the early days. So I mean, probably even more than, probably looking at a majority of the people. I mean, obviously majority. At least 20K have joined on since then. Definitely get more questions in here, and maybe for people who just never watched the original, they came on later and just wasn't something they were interested in, but they would be interested in participating in it when it was new. Yeah, get some new questions in here, kind of showcase who I am, talk about some stuff like that. Yeah, okay, so 25K Q&A. 25K Q&A, 25K Q&A. I screwed up those lyrics, didn't I? Anyways, thanks again for everyone who's helped me get here. Looking forward to more, and can't wait to showcase all of this, all this awesome stuff that I'm working on and bring it into a reality, so you guys can have more to talk about and interact with and participate in and show off your love for the channel and all sorts of stuff, right? So until next time, remember, be critical, not cynical, of the music and all art that you engage with. And have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening.